Hello viewers, welcome to today's session. Today I want us to discuss about CRB, and I'll start by saying that CRB is not a death sentence. I know there's an anxiety that comes when you hear that you've been listed, and I really do understand that, but I want us to understand what is CRB, because maybe you just hear the term CRB and you don't know what it is all about. And CRB is an abbreviation of the word Credit Reference Bureau. And in Kenya, we have 3 companies. And the work of these companies is to collect information from financial institutions regarding to loans given out to borrowers. And these institutions, their work is to collect this information from banks and financial institutions, then generate a report or create a credit report of every borrower from these institutions. So if you've borrowed money from any bank, from the day you borrow the money, these institutions will go to that bank or that credit institutions where you've borrowed money from, and they'll be given this information, and they'll look for information, both past and present information about the loans you've been given. All your loans, all the loans you get from any institution, they get this record, and whenever they receive it, they use it to create or to generate a credit report. And in this credit report, they even list the patterns you've been using to pay. If you're somebody who pays his or her loans in time, they'll also list the patterns. If you've always delayed in paying your loans, they'll list that, and they take that to consideration. And when I started, I said it is not a death sentence. This is what I mean. If by bad luck, or by you've not been lucky and you've been listed, there's a way out of that. And the first thing is that we need to understand that it is very key and it's very important to clear your name if at all you've been listed. When they generate the report, they'll rate you, and the rating is you'll be rated as good, and that means that you always pay your loans on time, you've always obliged, you always fulfilled the agreement you have with this institution. And if you've not been paying your loans, you'll be rated as you'll be blacklisted. And being blacklisted means that you've defaulted some of your loans. And if you default, then the institution forwarded your name to these credit reference bureaus. So this information is so important to the lenders, it is very important to employers, and even as an entrepreneur, it is important because some tenders, when you're applying for some tenders, they also check your credit score. And if you're wondering that maybe you've been listed, if at all you've been listed or you've been blacklisted, this is the procedure, this is the way out of this is the way to clear your name. Number one thing you need to do is go to any CRB company in Kenya, because we have 3. Go to any and ask for your credit report. They'll generate a credit report for you. Then after in this credit report, you will know which institution listed you. then you can now reach out to this institution, and if you have money, you can pay the full amount you owe this institution. But then if you don't have money now, you can renegotiate. You can renegotiate with these people, with this institution, and agree on how you can pay this amount at your own pace. Because once you've defaulted and you've already been listed, they'll now have to consider your pace, the pace through which you're comfortable clearing these loans. And these institutions, let me just mention if you never know about them. These institutions, one is we have Metropole Corporation, we have TransUnion, and we have Credit Info. Those institutions, you can contact them through their website. We have forms you can fill to get your report. We have numbers you can call to get your report, and as well you can visit the offices in person. And by visiting the offices, you can get the report. And this report, they'll charge you for, actually they charge for certificate is around 2,200, but every borrower is entitled to one-time free report. So every borrower, once in a year, you're entitled to getting one report free of charge. So it's very important that you just try, you visit these bodies, these companies to check and get your report. Because if you get your report, you will know. Maybe you've never borrowed money from anywhere, but due to identity theft, somebody used your information, stole your information, and borrowed money on your behalf. So it is very important, whether you've borrowed money or not, it is very important that once a year, or it is very important that you go to this body, you get your credit report. Because maybe somebody just took your ID and borrowed money on your behalf and you're not aware. So whether you've borrowed or not, try as much as you can to get a report at least once a year. But the best would be you do it as regular as you can, because that one will help you to know your stand, will help you to know your credit score. And knowing your credit score is very, very important. And something I'd like us to note when it comes to borrowing is that, personally, I believe that borrowing is not bad, because even governments do borrow. Borrowing is good. But then we have some red flags to it, and I would talk about two key red flags. Number one, if you realize that you're borrowing to supplement your to support your income, or you're borrowing to pay your daily bills, then that is a red flag, because that would mean that you are either there's a improper management of your funds, or your income is too low. So in that case, if you realize that most of the times you borrow to support your income, then you really need to readjust and replan, because that would mean that you're living beyond your means and you are risking defaulting loans. So don't go for loans just to supplement your income. And another red flag is if you find that you are inquiring every day about which institution can give you a loan, you do a lot of inquiries, then that would also show that there's a problem somewhere. And when borrowing, please note that don't just borrow because money is available. Don't just because there's nothing for free. Don't go for a loan because they are advertising, or because they are marketing, or because you've received a text that you are qualified. You've received a text that you're qualified maybe to get a credit of 10,000. Don't take a loan because you're qualified, but take a loan because you really need it. And before you even settle on which institution to take the loan from, you need to consider what is the interest rate, which rate will they charge, and I would advise that you go for a loan with the longest term possible. Because if you go for a loan which you need to pay monthly, compared to going for a loan which you'll pay within a period of 1 year. The 1 year period loan will give you a good, it will give you enough time and duration to pay the loan back. But if you go for a loan with high interest or a loan with a very short period, the repayment period, then there's a high possibility that you'll not pay the loan. You're really risking. So you must consider that it is very important that before you settle on which institution to take the loan from, ensure that you do your research about the backgrounds of that institution. You check and consider the interest rates they charge, and again, finally, you bargain if possible to get the longest repayment period possible. In that case, if you do that, then you'll pay the loan comfortably. You won't strain a lot in paying your loan. So as I conclude, or as I come towards the end of this, I want us to note that your credit rating is very important. Your credit rating is very, very important because it affects your business. If you are an entrepreneur, then you can't apply for some tenders if you are listed. We have some tenders which, for you to qualify, you must have a certificate from CRB. So if you're a business person, know that your credit rating affects your business. Then if you're not a business person, you are somebody who is seeking for a job or an employee, it will also affect your employment, because some employers nowadays, check your credit rating before they hire you. So it is also very important because it affects your employment. Then lastly, it also affects your ability to access loan. It is very difficult for so many people, at some point you may go for a loan. But if your rating is negative, if you are blacklisted, then know very well that it affects the rating will affect your borrowing ability or your ability to borrow. And if at all you are already listed in any CRB, I would tell you that just right now, go for a report, your credit report. Yeah, go for your credit report. Then in that credit report, you'll know which organization or which financial institution forwarded your name. Then after knowing the institution which forwarded your name, then now contact the institution. Or if you don't want to contact them, pay that loan. Yeah? So when you do that, when you contact the institution, you can agree on repayment term. Actually, if you're not in a position to pay the full amount, you will agree now. They'll agree to terms which you're comfortable with, so that you can pay the loan at your own pace. Yeah. Then after that, when you are done paying your loan, the institution will automatically will forward. Actually, they're required to forward now the report to give the feedback to Credit Reference Bureau to tell them that so and so have cleared their loan. And if you go for your report and you've never borrowed before, then you find that you're listed, you're blacklisted, then you need to raise a complaint. Because maybe somebody used your details, or maybe it's a mistake. So if you realize that there's a mistake and you're listed and you've never borrowed, then there's a procedure you can use to lodge a complaint. Yeah. So raise the complaint, and they will correct. The institution will clear your name. Then you'll have a clean bill of health, or a clean credit rating. And most importantly, I would like to tell you that try as much as possible to be disciplined. Yeah, have good positive borrowing habits. it is very, very important for you to not just want to borrow because money is there. I know today we have so many institutions which market themselves a lot. They advertise their loans a lot, but deep down they are not good lenders because they have some cards hidden. So anytime you get an alert, anytime you get a notification, anytime any advert encourages you to go for a loan or take a loan, or you are told that you're qualified to get a loan, don't consider that. Be a disciplined person. Only borrow when you really need money. And before you borrow, you have to plan, think about the repayment plan. Because these monies are not for free. And maybe you're somebody who believes that you don't care whether you pay or not because you'll never borrow again. I want you to know that when you go, maybe when you are seeking for employment, maybe you are a student, by the time you'll go to look for jobs outside there, some employers will really ask for a certificate from CRB. Some employers really look for your credit score. So that one can deny you a chance of employment. And if you're saying that you're somebody you're an entrepreneur, so you don't care whether you pay or not, whether you're listed or not, know very well that you won't get some tenders because of poor ratings. And basically that is what I wanted us to share today, because it's so close to my heart. So many people hear about CRB, and you don't know nothing, you don't know much, you don't have much information about CRB, and you don't even know which bodies or which companies you can approach. Once again, know that we have 3 companies, and even right now you can look for your credit report. We have Metropole Corporation in Kenya. We have TransUnion, which TransUnion is in many countries in Africa. Yeah, so TransUnion, then we have Credit Info. So look for these institutions, go to their websites, fill the form, the form, they'll give you the report. Or if you have time, walk to the offices, they'll also help you. Alternatively, they have phone numbers or they have SMS codes. Look for those codes, send them a text, they'll guide you and you'll get your report. And lastly, as I said, and I'm repeating again, everybody needs to look for their credit report. Whether you've borrowed money or not, maybe there was an identity theft, look for your credit report. It is very necessary. Thank you for watching. I believe you've learned something. Till next time.